Tonight in a deadly hit and run. One of the drivers involved in that February crash on Abbey Memorial Drive in Chicopee will no longer be prosecuted.
Western Mass News reporter Addie Patterson is live in Chicopee with the latest details on the case. Addie, what can you tell us?
Chris and Amanda, all charges facing 23-year-old Romaldo Lopez of South Hadley have been dropped in this case. Lopez was originally charged with leaving the scene of personal injury or death and negligent operations of a motor vehicle for his involvement in the February 9th collision that killed 34-year-old Vanessa Perez, who was walking on Abbey Memorial Drive here in Chicopee. Lopez was scheduled to appear in court today for a probable cause hearing, but the Hampden District Attorney's Office filed a nolle pros on the case, meaning that they will no longer pursue pending criminal charges, effectively dismissing them all. Western Mass News did reach out to the Hampden DA's office for comment on why they filed no pros for Lopez's case. They provided us with a statement saying, quote, "We are disappointed by the grand jury's decision, but we remain dedicated to seeking justice and will explore all available options to represent the case moving forward." As of right now, the other driver involved in the crash, Levante Williams Jr. of Chicopee, is still being charged with leaving the scene of personal injury or death. Williams' case is expected to be taken up again in court this Thursday, May 8th, in Chicopee District Court for a probable cause hearing. Now, Western Mass News will continue following this case and bring you guys the latest developments and updates as that information becomes available to us. For now, reporting live in Chicopee, Addie Patterson, Western Mass News.